What's up, Benjamin?
Good question. Not that you ask every week, but today you surprised me with this question. I feel a bit tired, mostly because I had, let's say, a little bit longer evening yesterday. So today I'm tired.
Like a good kind of longer evening?
Yeah, you could say that, good kind of evening. And yeah, this is why I'm not so productive today. And sometimes, I don't know if it's the same for you, I'm like, okay, today is the live show. I'm like, yeah, okay. But once I enter our little convo here, I'm super motivated. I'm like, let's go and talk about stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's a bit of the psychology of a performer. I mean, you're getting live and you have a huge audience that tunes into our weekly show.
Yeah,
and
true.
That's the energy that you have. Or it's just me, and it's just me.
100% you plus a little extra percent from the audience, of course.
100 plus extra, man. Yeah. Man, we got to go back to math class with you, Ben. Come on. All right, what are we doing? What are we talking about this week?
No. Wait a sec. How do you feel today? What's your state of mind?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Yeah, this early end of the summer is a bit annoying. I'm trying to still eke out as much I can do in Berlin over the next, I say, weeks or so. But yeah, I mean, I was outside today for quite a while. Not a great day to be outside. A bit sad. It's only the 19th of August. What's going on?
I don't know. Summer is gone in Germany somehow.
Yeah.
But funny enough, before we come to actual sports tech, yesterday, you won't believe it, I finally got plants for my balcony. I live in this apartment.
Okay.
I live in this apartment for 3.5 years now. Never have I managed to put some green on the balcony. Yesterday, I finally managed.
As long as my little ashtray has not gone anywhere.
The ashtray is still there, yeah.
Perfect. Then we're good.
All right, before we lose all of our audience with random private stuff, which is important to share, as I think.
Yeah.
I like to think. Let's get right to it. It's me today, right? Starting.
Yep. Let's go.
I'm not prepared. Wait, which is the one I have to start with? Okay, give me a sec. I was so into the other stuff. We are talking about sound, that I can tell you guys already.
Yep.
And it was, I wouldn't say a bit of a weird news, but let's say an interesting one. That
I liked it, yeah.
Liverpool FC, LFC, has partnered with Sonos, the brand that we probably all know. I have Sonos speakers in here. Probably many other people know that, and very often when you walk into a cool cafe or bar, you have Sonos speakers because they provide a great sound. And that is the reason why Liverpool FC and Sonos have partnered up. Because, as it's written in this press release or article, the Liverpool experience or the club itself is also so much about the audio experience, which makes total sense, right? Everybody has pictures and also especially the sound in their head when the crowd is chanting, "You'll never walk alone" before a game. And people get goosebumps even if they're at home watching YouTube, and I cannot even imagine how it is to be there, one of the boxes that I still have to take in the world of sports. So it makes sense to partner for them. But the big question is, what exactly do they do? And I'm not sure if I understood it correctly. And let's see if you have a different understanding than I have. One thing was clear to me. I mean, they try to bring the Liverpool or the Anfield experience into your living room. I don't know how exactly they're gonna do it, but I guess great speakers, great sound signal, and then you have the full LFC Anfield experience. In the stadium, I'm not sure if they're gonna use Sonos speakers there if they play the anthem, so to speak, at the beginning. That is one thing I wanted to ask you. And the other thing I've read, that it's also for the athletes, that it's for them to prepare for the game so that they can, I don't know, get all pumped up and everything. So I wonder, where the experience in and around the venue comes in. Have you read something about this?
No, I mean, I remember I had a brief look at the article, not too much. Yeah, the idea was to create a more immersive experience, which I think is what the article refers to. And also, my immediate connection was we talked about it when we covered different experiences at the Olympics, because there was this whole talk of creating immersive sound experiences when fans are not there and duplicating that. And I think obviously this is not the case right now, but the idea of creating immersive sound experiences, you're highlighting something, acoustic simplifying design on of the new main
Acoustic
sound
amplifying, not
amplifying. Sorry,
simplifying.
I didn't see that. Yeah, I'm
So
reading
first of
font
all,
size are like -1.
I didn't know that they have a new main stand to begin
Yeah,
with, and maybe they do some sound consulting around there to make it even better. That could be one thing, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Um,
as you said in the intro, like I mean, the cop, which is the main stand, is known. I'm pretty sure, yeah, is known to be the most vociferous, one of the most vociferous in Europe, along maybe Dortmund's wall and things like that. And seeing if they can add to that even more, that makes a lot of sense. Be in the players' dressing room, I can imagine there'll be some boys who'll be hooking up some sounds, which is a big part of their pre-match ritual. Maybe Sonos will do some stuff there. Not super innovative. I'm trying to see what sound design or sound engineering they can do in the stands. Yeah, exactly. Music players listening to are getting hyped for the match, vibrating chants from the fans, and creating all of
yeah,
that experience at home. Just curious to see, but a great sound provider partnering with a good team. Let's see what comes up.
yeah. Especially, I mean, here it says that again, creating immersive sound experiences for both fans and players. So I'm curious about that one. Yeah, good, interesting news, I would say.
Yeah, agree. All right, moving from football to basketball. All right, Ben, question for you. Did you know? Well, I didn't, I'll be honest, till we read the story, what the Commissioner's Cup was actually even all about.
I have not read that story, so I hope
Let
I.
me tell you, because I mean, before we get to the tech of the story, this is the interesting angle from the WNBA. So the
Mhm,
Commissioner's Cup itself is a tournament within the WNBA season. It's like exactly how European football has the league and the cup.
mhm,
That's what this was supposed to be. There was supposed to be a cup format for all the 12 teams, six of
mhm.
each conference, to compete with. But the difference is that they did not play any additional games. It was the first home and away game for each team was counted as a
Mm.
cup game. So depending on how they
Wow,
performed in those games,
wow.
that that went into this WNBA Commissioner's Cup. And the two teams who competed were the Connecticut Sun and the Seattle Storm. Which, by the way, the Seattle Storm, this happened, I think, on the 12th, so exactly last week. The Seattle Storm seemed quite comfortably. Let's put that out there first up. But so interesting format, innovation in the format itself. But what we're more interested in is what else was launched. It was the first time the WNBA and the NBA prior to this, to the best of my knowledge, has also banned this, but actually having wearables at the in-match, in-play wearables, right?
Mhm,
So they were provided by Kinexon, and
mhm,
they were worn by in the waistband of the shorts
mhm,
that the ladies wore, and also there was optical tracking technology provided by Hawkeye. So they had two different vendors um, doing different things. The connection is obviously around analytics. The optical tracking by Hawkeye was to generate 3D immersive highlights. Now I was looking for a clip of these highlights. I couldn't get that to show you, but
mhm.
apparently there were these immersive highlights, and they were on the Amazon Prime broadcast of the game. I'll also quickly mention that the cup, this is the first time that this Commissioner's Cup has taken place. It was apparently the 25th year anniversary of the WNBA. That's why this has, yeah, of the inaugural Commissioner's Cup. And they also wanted to use this as a format to broadcast different tracking systems and a bit more immersive tech, which was the idea um, of providing some innovation. The article also mentions that they are talking about other technology partners. They already work with Microsoft, of course, Oculus to do some more VR stuff, SAP, WNBA Changemakers, and AT&T, and including to play an integral role in bringing innovative elements to the WNBA, said Commissioner Kathy Engelbert.
Couple of things on this. I really appreciate and like how forward-thinking women's sport in most cases is. Because they're, heard that multiple times being in the sports industry, they're so easygoing to partner. They're open to try out new things, and most of the times they don't even shout it out loud that they're doing something. They're just doing it. So that I love. So I'm not surprised that the WNBA is doing this to begin with. And then, they chose two amazing partners. Kinexon, working with the majority of the NBA teams, incredible development, especially also in COVID times with all the tools that are provided there. Great partner. Hawkeye also, we really don't have to talk about them. Used across multiple sports, really mature technology. So top-notch partners, and I like that they have both optical and sensor-based trackers. That's how it's supposed to be played. And they're using a distribution partner with Amazon Prime, which reaches lots of people out there. It's a good story.
All is good there. Yeah, nice one.
I can, or my next topic is one that fits very well to this one. You've seen it, and it is pretty cool to start with. We're gonna watch this little video at some point, but it's about BT Sport, and props to BT Sports. They're doing a lot in innovative stuff. A lot. I think like from all the rights holders in football, aka soccer, I think they're clearly the most advanced ones, and together with the Premier League, incredible job. So for example, they introduced this watch together feature where you can watch a stream with your friends and family and all that, and a bunch of other stuff. And now they have introduced basically two new features. One is the manager mode and one is the hype mode. And we can quickly see what that is like. This is the manager mode, and you already see what's happening there. First of all, why is it called manager mode? Because you as the person who's watching the game is in control. You are the manager. And you have those really good looking real-time graphical overlays to your stream if you want them to follow the game in a different way or add some information. For example, this is like the real-time heat map of the game, which you know from those old 80s, 90s arcade games. That's all we had back then, right? So that you have, and you have the overlay, which players have the ball and all that. So this already is pretty cool. And then you have the hype mode, and this is probably the most fun one. And it immediately lets us think about what Nickelodeon did earlier this year with the NFL, where you have this really, I wouldn't say gamified, but comic-fied, whatever you would call that feature.
Animated. Let's go animated, yeah.
Animated, that's a good word, to make the stream more entertaining. And I think, without me talking too much about it, let's quickly play this so that you see what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off the sound here. Let's have a look there. So you have live overlays for your stream. As you can see the touches and the passes and the player speed and all that. And it makes it look a little bit like FIFA, EA Sports FIFA or something. And you see when the goal went into the net, how fast it was. If players run super fast, they get this roadrunner flame basically and all that.
Basically what happens behind me every time I go running.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So yeah, looks pretty cool. And like I said, big props to BT Sport. They really bring cool new features to the game. And why do they do this? I mean, we've talked about it multiple times, pretty obvious. They especially are targeting the younger audience who, if they look at it, are like, oh, wow, this looks like FIFA. This looks so entertaining. Good stuff. What do you think?
I mean, I like the initiative. I like the idea of it more than the execution. I mean, to be honest, I think the graphics themselves to me looked a bit cheesy. Like the fire and it looked too cartoony. I understand cartoony, but too cartoony almost. Like it was just done a bit badly. Like I don't know. I wasn't a fan of and of the actual execution. I mean, even the shot speed. I just think it needed better design. That's where I think it lacked. I like the idea of it. I think the design could have been, yeah, just amped up a little bit. And also, like for example, with the running, like, yeah, it's okay. I guess it's a bit fun to see that the trail of fire and all that, but maybe just show me the number. I think that would be also interesting to see. Hey, this guy's running at 25, 30, 35 kmph or whatever. That all, and it's not much. Just put a number in there. Just add something. That's my only
Two
feedback.
things.
Yeah.
Two things. A, I think both you and I were maybe not the target group anymore.
Yeah, but come on.
And secondly, I think once this technology is there, I think changing the graphics and adding some data, that's the easy part. So yeah, I think it's good for the first.
Yeah, no, like I said, like just I hope this is before it gets to final. That's all I'll say.
No. Here's the thing. It was already used when your team smashed it against Leeds.
Really? Also, this was the actual live version of it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see footage from that specific game, but in the article it says that this was the first time it was used. Maybe not this article, but there was another one. Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was just some overlays of previous games, but cool. Okay, well, let's see how the response has been. But maybe the design game. Come on, BD Sport, can do better. Okay,
next one.
Staying with football, and we're going to talk about more fan experience stuff with the Bundesliga. Unfortunately, I don't have a video for this one, but I really like the idea of what they're trying to do here. Sky, working with the Bundesliga, launches Perfect TV, they call it. Yeah, what a fantastically innovative name. But the idea is that there is a Bundesliga's conference experience that has been embedded into this app. Now, what does it do and why do I bring up it? Basically, it allows you, the user, to set up how you want to watch multiple games at any single point in time. Yeah, the users will be able to switch between matches either by, and here's the interesting stuff, either by receiving alerts of a chosen event. So a game that I'm watching, say the weekend, United versus Leeds, and I'm seeing every time there's a goal somewhere else, I get an alert and I can switch, or I can set up an autopilot using AI, which will guide me from match to match. So, for example, I can say that, hey, at 12 minutes for 30 seconds, I want to go to all the stadiums, or I can set up. You can also watch highlights from parallel matches at any goals, chances. So I can set up AI-based triggers that every time this event happens, please let that match take over, either full screen or as picture in picture. And for me, I immediately thought this would be like, for my fantasy play, this would be amazing. Because no, it's genuinely like all the time. We always talk about at the end. I will always every weekend I watch the highlights from all the full weekend, and I only see the goals. And what I want to see is the extended highlights, whether my guys had hit the post, or there was a chance, or an offside goal. You never see any of that. And this way, you could set up triggers to know how some players are doing, whether they're actually good, or rather than just seeing the end result. I like the customization angle that they brought in.
Absolutely, and now that you mentioned fantasy sports, I believe that can also be of interest for scouts, right? I mean, no more manual cutting of all that footage, right?
And you can do it real time. So, but before I bring you in, another quick one that I saw that the Bundesliga is doing, lots of innovative stuff from the weekends. Sorry, what's it called? The Super Cup, right?
Yes.
It is just called the Super Cup, right? There's no other German name for it. But yeah, the Dortmund played Munich. Of course, Munich won 3-1, big shock. But this was a game that was broadcast live in vertical format. The DFL has played with this before. I think a couple of years ago, they announced that they were messing around with this. But this is the first time that they actually launched a brand new mobile-friendly vertical stream with Sky Sports. And they showed a pretty important game. Again, all going back to, as you said earlier, all for younger audiences.
Now it's my turn, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I was on a call with DFL this week, so we spoke about it already. I told them I was always waiting for this feature, not the the vertical one. That's also interesting. But no, like there is the Bundesliga conference, which I haven't watched in quite a while. I would say years, but back in the days I was watching it often. And there's some games where you're just like, yeah, I'm not interested in those teams. You know, you have no connection to them. And if there are 2 or 3 games and you just do the conference between them, that would be really cool. I think that is a big value in itself. So I like that super much as well. And about the vertical experience, I was a bit sad that I didn't know it before the game, so I missed it. Otherwise, I would have liked to try it because I really wonder how that is, like to watch it on your phone in the vertical stream. But yeah, like you said, I mean, it's probably the future, and I wonder what it does to the experience, because typically you would like to see the width of the pitch to see what's happening, but maybe it adds some more dynamic or something. I don't know. So interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was thinking about it because I mean, I've obviously, as I'm sure we both have, as most people have, watched a lot of football on my phone. When you're traveling and doing this and that, you always watch it in landscape. And of course, the entire framing has to change, the way the cameraman works. So it impacts a lot of things. Um, so super curious to try it. I will look out for some highlights or something from from the 9x16 version.
This guy wants you to keep in touch.
This guy, oh yeah, let's keep in touch with. Oh no,
He's
that's
a
a
bit
website. Yeah. Okay.
man, when you finally get the ad blocker. Yeah, last topic of today. We are speaking about betting and a very interesting move. Unfortunately, I don't have much to show you here, so but you already see that Jay-Z is involved. So the big news is that Fanatics wants to go into gambling, into betting and gambling. That is big news. Why? First of all, Fanatics, big e-commerce store, works with almost all of the big sports leagues in the world, with over 80 million customers worldwide. And this is already the key point. Of course, if you have such a big audience that is also so much into sports, you might have the one or the other thought, what else can we do besides our e-commerce play? And surprise, surprise, betting is like one of the hottest topics in sports this year, and has been for quite a while already, but this year things are really heating up. They're like, hey, why don't we go into betting? If DraftKings and FanDuel and others can do it, why don't we do it? What is needed for this? You need a betting license. And this is where rap grandmaster Jay-Z comes in. He's one of the investors in Fanatics, and together with some other folks, he is applying for that gambling license that you need to have, and he's doing it in New York, I think, where he's based. And yeah, once they get this license, Fanatics can right away go into the betting industry. I mean, there are some technical hurdles that have to be solved there, but then they can basically go ahead and have a sports book as well. And if you have 80 million customers, which you can immediately target and send ads and send a newsletter, bet with us, and maybe you also get some discounts at the merchandise section of Fanatics business. I think that is a powerful bundle or powerful combination, because betting is all about how can we transform somebody who's not betting yet or just a fantasy player into someone who actually puts money into betting. So timing is good. I mean, the earlier you get in, the better, before the market is saturated. And with such an audience, I think it's an understandable move. And I mean, with Fanatics going public at some point, they said they want to grow a bit more before they do so. A more than understandable move, in my opinion. Would you agree?
Yeah, interesting one. I mean, the whole idea of Jay-Z getting involved with Fanatics. I mean, he also, of course, is part owner of the Brooklyn Nets. So you can imagine then coming on board as probably an early team onto the platform. That's one use case. I was interested in the idea of him being at the forefront of, like, I can understand Jay-Z being the face of any sort of deal just because it's Jay-Z and all of that, but him being actively more involved on the betting side of things, I don't know if he brings some experience or know-how. That's the one I found curious. If anybody knows why Jay-Z is the betting guy, please let us know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this commission works in New York to hand out those licenses, but
Yeah.
I would assume that Jay-Z is well connected there and probably knows what to do or knows who to ask what to do. So maybe that's increasing their chances of getting that license. Yeah, and I can imagine there, like you said, lots of people wanna work with him. So maybe it's just increasing their chances there.
Yeah, and also, I mean, the former CEO of FanDuel is part of the team, and he's going to be heading out this gambling gaming division. So yeah, I expect some interesting stuff to come out of it.
Definitely. Yep. And that is the end of our little show again. We're almost with around 25 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think we're doing all right. Also, open to feedback. I have used a new audio input device. I've gone back to the old wireds because Ben always prefers them. If you guys prefer this, then I will stick to them. Also, interestingly, match my shirt for today. Maybe I'll stick to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, something is off with your computer, which made the Dark Lord appear 2 weeks ago. I was afraid that the Silent Lord would make his debut today. But yeah, those old guys saved our show today.
Yeah, it's all good. My trusty babe, she's going to be all right. I'm petting her. You can't see
Not
this.
so sure.
She's fine.
Here, hellosportstech.com/shop if you want to check out some physical devices that help you to exercise your sport or your performance, just in case you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, go check it out. All right, Ben. Nope, we're good. I'm going to go back and see what best I can do with this Berlin summer.
I have a Netflix show that I'm planning to finish now.
Enjoy.